Imagine walking into a factory on a Monday morning. The machines are running, the assembly lines are moving, thousands of products are being built exactly on schedule. But something feels different. You look around expecting to see hundreds of workers. Instead, you see humanoid robots carrying heavy parts, inspecting components, moving boxes, and working side by side with a handful of human supervisors. No coffee breaks, no shift changes, no complaints, just machines working 24 hours a day. A few years ago, this would have sounded like science fiction. Today, it's becoming a real business strategy, and that's exactly why the world's biggest tech companies are suddenly obsessed with humanoid robots. Most people think this race has already been decided. They hear the word robot and immediately think of Tesla Optimus. Elon Musk talks about millions of robots. Social media is full of Optimus videos. Headlines make it sound like Tesla is years ahead of everyone else. But here's the question almost nobody is asking. What if Tesla isn't actually leading this race? Not because Optimus isn't impressive, but because the robot war isn't about who builds the coolest robot, it's about who builds the most useful one. And when you stop looking at marketing and start looking at real deployments, real factories, real production numbers, and real AI infrastructure, the story changes completely. Because this isn't just Tesla versus one competitor anymore. It's Tesla, Figure AI, Boston Dynamics, NVIDIA. Even companies that don't manufacture a single humanoid robot are quietly becoming some of the most important players in this entire industry. So the real question isn't who has the best robot. The real question is, who is building the future of work? Because whichever company wins this race won't just sell robots, they'll redefine manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, construction, warehouses, and maybe millions of jobs around the world. This isn't another smartphone race. This isn't another EV race. This could become the biggest technology race of the next decade. And surprisingly, the company most people think will win might not. Before we compare the competition, we need to understand why everyone suddenly cares about humanoid robots in the first place. For decades, factories relied on industrial robotic arms. They were incredibly fast, extremely accurate. But they had one major limitation. They could only do one job: move a welding arm, pick up a specific part, paint a car door, repeat again, and again. The moment something changed, engineers had to reprogram everything. Humans, on the other hand, are completely different. A worker can pick up a box, grab a screwdriver, climb stairs, inspect a product, open a door, move around obstacles, and adapt to unexpected situations, all in the same hour. That's why factories still depend on millions of human workers. Not because robots don't exist, because traditional robots can't think and move like people. That's exactly what humanoid robots are trying to solve. Instead of redesigning every factory for robots, companies are building robots that can fit into factories already designed for humans. Same doors, same tools, same workstations, same stairs, same equipment. It's a simple idea, but technically, it's one of the hardest engineering challenges ever attempted. A humanoid robot has to balance on two legs, understand its surroundings, recognize objects, avoid collisions, manipulate tools with precision, work safely next to humans, and keep learning from experience. That means you're no longer building just a machine. You're building a body and an artificial brain that have to work together every second. And that's where this race becomes much bigger than robotics. Because suddenly, artificial intelligence becomes just as important as motors. Computer vision becomes just as important as hardware. Software updates become just as important as mechanical engineering. This is where Tesla entered the story. When Elon Musk first introduced Optimus, many people dismissed it. Some called it a publicity stunt. Others said Tesla should focus on cars instead. To be fair, the first prototype wasn't exactly impressive. Its movements were slow, limited, careful. It looked more like an early research project than a factory worker, but Tesla wasn't trying to impress people with one demo. They were showing direction. Behind the scenes, the company kept improving Optimus generation after generation. Better balance, better hands, better actuators, better AI, better vision. Each version became noticeably more capable, and unlike most robotics companies, Tesla already had one massive advantage: factories, lots of them. Instead of searching for customers, Tesla could train robots inside its own manufacturing plants. That's a huge advantage, Every task completed inside a Tesla factory becomes valuable training data. Picking up battery packs, moving components, sorting parts, inspecting materials, thousands of repetitive jobs become opportunities for robots to learn. That's one reason many investors remain optimistic about Optimus. Not because it's already perfect, but because Tesla owns one of the world's largest real-world testing environments. Now let's talk about Fremont. Recent reports suggest Tesla has been expanding its humanoid robot efforts around the Fremont facility as it prepares for larger-scale Optimus production and deployment. Whether every long-term production target is achieved remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. Tesla is investing serious resources into turning Optimus from a prototype into a product. That's a major difference. Many robotics companies build incredible demonstrations. Tesla wants manufacturing, and manufacturing changes everything. Anyone can build 10 impressive robots. Building 10,000 reliable robots is an entirely different challenge. Tesla learned that lesson during the EV revolution. Designing an electric car was hard. Mass-producing millions of them was much harder. Now they're applying those same manufacturing principles to humanoid robots. If Optimus succeeds, Tesla won't just be selling machines. It could eventually manufacture them at a scale very few companies on Earth can match. That's the bullish case. But now let's look at the other side, because every technology has weaknesses, and ignoring them doesn't make for an honest analysis. Despite all the excitement, Optimus still faces enormous challenges. Walking is one thing. Working an entire 8-hour factory shift without failure is another. Picking up a box is easy. Picking up 10,000 different objects in unpredictable situations is incredibly difficult. The hardware is improving fast. The real challenge is intelligence. Can the robot understand changing environments? Can it recover from unexpected mistakes? Can it safely work beside humans every single day? Can it learn new jobs without engineers rewriting everything? Those questions still don't have complete answers. And that's exactly why the robot race is still wide open. Because while Tesla continues improving Optimus, other companies aren't standing still. Some of them skipped the flashy presentations entirely and went straight into real factories. While the internet was busy watching robot demos, another company quietly started putting humanoid robots to work alongside human employees. No viral launch, no massive keynote, just real work. And that company might be Tesla's biggest challenge yet. While Tesla was teaching Optimus inside its own factories, another company was taking a completely different approach. Instead of saying, "Look what our robot can do," they asked a much more important question. Can our robot actually work? Because at the end of the day, a factory manager doesn't care if a robot can dance. They care if it can complete an 8-hour shift without slowing production. That's where Figure AI started getting everyone's attention. Unlike many robotics startups, Figure didn't spend years chasing flashy demonstrations. Their goal was simple: put humanoid robots into real industrial environments as quickly as possible, and that's exactly what they did. One of the biggest milestones came when Figure announced its collaboration with BMW. Instead of testing robots in perfect lab conditions, they were deployed inside an actual automotive manufacturing environment. That changes everything. Factories are messy, boxes aren't always in the same place. Lighting changes, workers move around. Unexpected situations happen every hour. A robot that works in a controlled demo might completely fail in a real production line. That's why real factory deployment matters so much. It tells you what actually works. According to Figure, their robots have already been trained using massive amounts of real-world operational data gathered through factory tasks. Every successful movement, every mistake, every correction becomes another lesson for the AI. This creates something incredibly valuable: experience. Humans become better at work through repetition. Modern AI-powered robots learn the same way. Every completed task makes the next one a little better. That's why many robotics experts believe the company collecting the most useful real-world data could gain a huge advantage over time. And that's where the competition becomes fascinating. Tesla has access to Tesla factories. Figure has access to real industrial partners. Both are collecting different kinds of experience. Both are improving every week. Neither company has won yet. Now let's shift to another name that almost everyone knows: Boston Dynamics. If you've ever watched a robot doing backflips, parkour, running through obstacles, or recovering after being pushed, chances are you've seen Boston Dynamics. For years, they built the world's most impressive robots. The internet loved them. Their videos went viral. But there was one question people kept asking. That's cool, but can they actually make money? For a long time, that answer wasn't very clear. Then things started changing. Instead of focusing only on research demonstrations, Boston Dynamics began pushing toward commercial applications. Their next-generation Atlas platform is being developed for real industrial work, and the company's broader robotics business has increasingly focused on warehouses, logistics, and manufacturing. That's an important shift, because the robot industry is finally moving away from entertainment toward productivity. A robot doesn't become valuable because millions of people watched it on YouTube. It becomes valuable when a business says, "This machine saves us money." That's the real finish line, and now multiple companies are racing toward it at the same time. But here's something even more interesting. What if none of these companies are the real winners? Think about it. Tesla builds robots, Figure builds robots, Boston Dynamics builds robots. But every one of those robots needs something much bigger than hardware. They need intelligence, not just the ability to move, the ability to understand, to recognize, to decide, to learn. And that's exactly where another company quietly became one of the most powerful players in this entire race: NVIDIA. Most people still think NVIDIA is just a graphics card company. That was true years ago. Today, NVIDIA is becoming the infrastructure company behind modern AI, and robotics is a huge part of that vision. Instead of building humanoid robots themselves, NVIDIA is building the tools that help other companies train them. Imagine trying to teach a robot to walk. You could build a physical robot and let it fall over thousands of times. That would take months. It would damage hardware. It would cost millions. Or you could create an incredibly realistic virtual world where the robot practices millions of movements before it ever touches the real world. That's exactly why simulation has become so important. NVIDIA's robotics platforms allow developers to train AI systems inside digital environments, testing different situations at enormous scale before deploying them in real factories. It's faster, cheaper, safer, and in many cases, more effective. Suddenly, the robot already knows how to handle thousands of situations before it even begins working. That's a massive advantage, because in robotics, learning speed matters. The faster your AI improves, the faster your robots become useful. And here's the crazy part. NVIDIA doesn't need to win the robot race directly. If dozens of robotics companies rely on NVIDIA's AI infrastructure, simulation tools, or computing platforms, NVIDIA benefits regardless of which robot becomes the market leader. That's a completely different business model. Instead of competing against everyone, they're supplying everyone. History has seen this before. During the gold rush, many miners became rich. But some of the biggest fortunes were made by the companies selling the tools. The same idea may apply to robotics. So when people ask, who's winning? The honest answer is, we're asking the wrong question. Because this isn't one race anymore. It's several races happening at the same time. One company is trying to build the best hardware. Another is collecting the most factory experience. Another is building the AI infrastructure. Another is solving perception. Another is solving simulation. And whoever combines all of those pieces first could completely change the future of work. But if that's true, then one final question becomes impossible to ignore. When every company brings a different strength, how do you actually decide who wins? The answer isn't as obvious as most people think. So, after looking at Tesla, Figure AI, Boston Dynamics, NVIDIA, we're back to the biggest question: who actually wins the robot war? At first, the answer seems obvious. Tesla has the factories, Figure has real industrial deployments, Boston Dynamics has years of robotics experience, NVIDIA powers the AI infrastructure. Every company looks like a winner from a different angle. But history tells us something interesting. The company with the best technology doesn't always dominate an industry. Sometimes, the company with the best ecosystem does. Look at smartphones. Apple didn't invent the smartphone, Google didn't invent mobile operating systems. Yet together, iOS and Android became the platforms that shaped the modern smartphone era. The same thing could happen with humanoid robots. Building an amazing robot is only one piece of the puzzle. That robot still needs software updates, cloud connectivity, AI training, computer vision, factory integration, maintenance, safety systems, and millions of hours of real-world learning. The future won't belong to the company with the coolest demo. It will belong to the company that improves its robots the fastest after deployment. That's where artificial intelligence changes everything. Think about two robots working the exact same job. One keeps repeating the same mistakes. The other learns from every mistake made across thousands of robots connected to the same AI system. After a year, they're not even the same machine anymore. One is still following instructions. The other has accumulated experience from an entire robotic workforce. That's the real power of modern AI. Now let's compare Tesla and Figure one last time. Tesla's biggest strength is manufacturing. If Optimus reaches mass production, Tesla already has experience building products at enormous scale. That's something very few robotics companies can claim. Figure's biggest strength is focus. Their entire business is centered around humanoid robots. Every decision, every engineer, every product roadmap revolves around solving one problem exceptionally well. Neither strategy is wrong, they're simply different. Tesla is trying to build a robot inside one of the world's largest technology companies. Figure is trying to become one of the world's best robotics companies. Both approaches have advantages, both carry risks, and that's exactly why predicting a winner today would be dishonest. The robot race is still in its opening chapters. A single breakthrough in battery technology, motor design, AI reasoning, or manufacturing costs could completely change the leaderboard. But there is one trend that's becoming impossible to ignore. The companies making the fastest progress aren't working alone anymore. They're building ecosystems. Tesla works closely with its AI and manufacturing teams. Figure has partnered with major industrial players. Boston Dynamics continues expanding commercial use cases. NVIDIA provides the computing platforms and robotics tools used across the industry. Instead of one giant company doing everything, the future may belong to companies that combine the best technologies from multiple partners. And that's where things become personal. Because this race isn't just about billion-dollar companies, it's about us. For decades, automation mainly replaced repetitive machine work. Humanoid robots are different. They're designed to perform tasks that previously required people. Moving inventory, inspecting products, operating tools, loading materials, eventually, maybe caring for elderly people, helping inside hospitals, responding to disasters, even working in environments too dangerous for humans. Does that mean millions of jobs disappear overnight? Probably not. History rarely works that way. When tractors were invented, farming changed. When computers arrived, offices changed. When the internet became mainstream, entire industries transformed. Some jobs disappeared, many new ones were created. Humanoid robots will likely follow the same pattern. The biggest question isn't whether robots will replace every worker. The bigger question is, which jobs will change first? Factories are the obvious starting point. Warehouses, logistics, manufacturing, repetitive industrial work. These environments are structured, predictable, and easier for robots to learn. Homes are much harder, hospitals are even harder. Construction sites change every day. Real life is messy. And that's why humanoid robots still have a long road ahead, but the direction is becoming clearer every year. The race has already started, the investment is real, the technology is improving faster than most people expected, and every major breakthrough pushes the industry one step closer to mainstream adoption. So, who will actually win the robot war? Maybe it won't be Tesla. Maybe it won't be Figure. Maybe it won't even be a company building robots today. Because the real winner might be the company that creates the intelligence every robot depends on, or the platform every manufacturer chooses, or the software every machine runs. Right now, no one knows for sure. And that's exactly what makes this one of the most fascinating technology races in history. One thing, however, is becoming increasingly clear. The next trillion-dollar revolution probably won't happen on a smartphone screen. It won't happen inside an electric car. It will happen inside factories, warehouses, hospitals, and eventually, almost everywhere humans work today. The humanoid robot revolution isn't coming. It's already here. We're just watching the opening chapter. And the company that writes the ending could redefine the future of work for generations. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more documentaries that go beyond the headlines, don't forget to subscribe. We don't chase hype, we follow the technology, the data, and the stories shaping the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.